Welcome back everyone to the channel. Some of you who've been following me for a while know that I had COVID in the beginning of the November. So I had a lot of questions on Instagram, people asking me about my experience with it. So just decided to shoot a quick video just so some of you might be curious at what to look for in the symptoms and how I got over it. So out of all the people that I know that got COVID, I think I was one of the worst ones out of all my friends. And I think it was due to lack of sleep and a lot of hard training. So in the beginning of the month, I was working a lot of overtime and it's been pretty busy at work. And I was still pushing through doing my workouts because I didn't want to fall behind on my training. So in the beginning of the month, I noticed that I wasn't feeling very well. I was feeling tired and slightly dizzy, and I just thought it was allergies because back in May I had the similar symptoms, and I kind of freaked out and went and got a COVID test thinking I had COVID, but it was just allergies, just something that I had to deal with now that I'm getting older. So either way, it was similar symptoms, so I didn't think anything of it, and I didn't realize that until the next day. I was eating breakfast and I lost my sense of smell. I couldn't even taste my coffee. So that's when I realized that I possibly have COVID. So I went and got tested. So for some of you wondering what's the best way to go get tested, because if you go on Google, it's just going to give you your state testing site, or like Walgreens or any type of one of those testing places. And honestly, if you're gonna go to a state test site, it might take you like 5 hours to sit in your car by the time it's your turn. So I think that turns away a lot of people. And a lot of the places like the Walgreens, there's a waiting list to go get tested over there as well. So the best route for you, this is my third test. I suggest just call your doctor. This way they can refer you to the hospital. Or they, like my doctor just did it right outside in the parking lot of the office. So that would be the best route to take if you want to get tested, if you think you have COVID. So I went and got tested and my symptoms got progressively worse. I started getting lower back pain. My fever went up to 101 and I was having chills. So I just isolated myself in the bedroom and I stayed away from my family, and pretty much usually in the mornings and the evening was the roughest time for me. That's when the fever would spike, and a lot of people were telling me not to take Advil, which actually was the only thing that made me feel better. And that was something that came out initially during COVID, not to take Advil because it makes your symptoms worse. But honestly, Tylenol didn't do anything for me. I'd take Advil and I'll take Tylenol, and at nighttime I start taking Aleve just because it's a 12-hour fever reducer. So that helped me at nighttime, because initially I couldn't even sleep because my back was so stiff and it was hurting and I was just restless. So for like that first week was pretty rough. I couldn't sleep. So Aleve helped with that. I'm sure if you take like Tylenol PM, but honestly, I don't like taking those sleep aid remedies because the next morning I just feel worse. So either way, I just isolated myself and I just tried to keep busy. I stayed off my phone, I stayed off of social media, and I didn't watch any news or anything. That was right during election time, so I had no idea what was going on. Honestly, I didn't even care. But biggest thing is I love reading. I'm huge on military history, so it gave me an opportunity to catch up with all my reading. So I placed an order on Amazon, ordered extra books. So as you'll see here, I read The Reaper by Nicholas Irving. It's an outstanding book. If you're interested in being a sniper or you're a former sniper like myself, it's a really good book. Also read the Red Platoon by Clinton Romisha. He's the Medal of Honor recipient. Outstanding book. And honestly, reading these books, it helps you to stop feeling sorry for yourself, because no matter how crappy I was feeling, those guys been through a lot worse things. So even though I've been through deployments myself, not as bad as those guys did. And then I also read The Tribe by Sebastian Junger. He's got some really outstanding documentaries, so I recommend that you read his book and watch his documentaries. He was also on Joe Rogan's podcast, so if you don't know who he is. So I read all these 3 books in 1 week time frame. Lucky for me, the weather was nice outside, so as soon as my family would leave, I'd go on the balcony, sit in the sun all day and read a book. So that helped my recovery a lot, because there's no way I could be cooped up in a room for the entire week. So honestly, I have an outstanding wife. She helped me, she would prepare meals for me, and I ate a lot of soups that week. So honestly, the loss of smell, that was the initial thing that I got. You lose your appetite when you lose your smell. So I had to force feed myself. I couldn't taste anything, but nutrition is important, especially if you're sick. So even if you're not hungry, you still have to eat. So I still pretty much ate healthy the entire time I was out of it, and I still managed to lose 7 pounds. That's probably because I wasn't moving around that much. And another thing I'd recommend is drink tons of liquids. I was drinking a lot of tea, I was drinking a lot of water. I had cotton mouth the entire time. No matter how much water I drank, I was thirsty all the time. And I also heard that drinking a lot of green tea helps you with getting your sense of smell back. After about a week of being completely out of it, like on a Monday, it just hit me that my fever was gone, I was feeling good, and it just pretty much all slowly went away. The only thing that was residual is the sense of smell, which even now is a month later, I'm still at like 60%. It's slowly, gradually working itself up to 100%. So either way, the nutrition and drinking a lot of water is very important if you're sick. So as soon as I felt better, I talked to my doctor. I didn't have to isolate myself anymore. That's when I just preoccupied myself with my projects. If you've seen some of my videos, I had a lot of projects in the garage, building up my garage gym for the winter. So I took that opportunity to finish the garage up, which looks pretty awesome right now. I can't wait to be completely done, and I'll give you a full tour when it's finished. So I didn't work out even though I was feeling better, just to be on the safe side. And honestly, I don't recommend that you work out through this unless you don't have any symptoms but something minor like the loss of smell, because I think you're not doing yourself any favors if you're gonna try to train through this, and it's not really recommended. So the moral of the story is you just got to take care of yourself. Like, you have to realize if you're training too hard or you're not sleeping enough, you just have to have that recovery time, and you have to eat well. So now I'm making it a priority to get more sleep. I try to get 7.5 hours of sleep every day, but it's not always that easy, because I might get called out in the middle of the night, or sometimes I stay over at work late. So either way, so some of the changes that I've made since then is my training. I don't kill myself completely in my garage gym. I just tone it down just a little bit while I'm working myself back up to 100%. If I'm feeling tired, if I'm killed myself training hard the day before, the next day if I'm not feeling it or I didn't sleep much, I'll just not train that day. I started doing DDP yoga. I got it from my wife. She's been doing it for a couple years and she's loving it. So I decided to give that a try. So I do that on my recovery days, and it's been outstanding. It's great for your flexibility and mobility. Plus, it's not your traditional yoga. I'll call it like the meathead yoga. So I suggest, even if you're not sick, just give it a try. Yeah, I hope you guys find this video beneficial. I know it's been like a month since I've had this thing, and just so you know, it's not the end of the world if you get it. I've had flus which felt a lot worse. It's just like the whole thing, it was more of a annoyance and an inconvenience for a week. All it was is just a low-grade fever and body aches for the entire time. And the biggest thing that sucked was not being able to see my family the entire time. I had to FaceTime my kids while we're in the same house, but I was just in the bedroom. So either way, I hope you all find this video beneficial. I hope you're enjoying the content. We got a lot of projects on the way. You just have to find free time for it. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share, and follow us on Instagram, To The Core Actual, at The Russian Assassin, and Officer 178. And we'll see you guys on the next one.